Hello. This is the daily Human Design Energy Report for February 28th, 2023. And so the sun is in gate 37, the gate of peace, or as the I Ching calls it, the family. And so we're on that fourth line, the opportunist line, really bringing the personal to the transpersonal. How can we take our personal narrative and really utilize it to help the larger collective, right? And so the key phrase here is leadership by example. Any member of the family may take a leading role through exemplary behavior. The manifestation of the highest principles in everyday and practical affairs is the possibility of the highest principles in all relationships resulting in a leading role. A conservatism that generally only accepts the leadership of the father, who may or may not be valued as the role model anymore. The possibility of being insensitive of the leadership of anyone other than those accepted by tradition. And so really looking at our roles, right? And looking at those points and those times where there is going to be that shift of energy, that shift from when you're really the child and you've become that adult. You are now more of an equal figure in the family, that you're taking on responsibility for yourself and maybe your other kids, your family, right? When you become your own father. And so there is this shift, this balance. And so how can we learn to look at the whole, the family as the whole, and utilizing that bigger picture, that drive to sustain the family, to love after the family as the whole, and really have that be the driving force on maybe who you go with as the leader, if it needs to be so black and white on who you really listen to, but really looking at it as the collective here, and which one's going to serve better, out of love, out of sustainability, out of respect for everybody in the family, and not just our ego being like, well, I was the father, I'm the elder, I'm the one that's going to be the leader. I'm the one that should be the leader because I am the elder. And so really learning how to check in and to tap in and to realize that it's okay to have these energy shifts, and that is the natural balance. That's the natural cycle that goes through life. And so then we get imagination coming from the root. And so the root here is really about our timing, right? Our timing center, and looking at, even in an imaginative way, if we have to shift this power, or the way we can explain this shifting of a power is by the curiosity, the wonder, the thinking of, okay, well, what would happen if we did it in this way? What if we try doing it in this way? Let's bring it out. Let's try it. Let's see how it leads the family. Let's see how it grows the family, right? Using our imagination, trusting in the root center of that family member that is trying to step up into this leadership role. And when we can utilize the imagination, when we can utilize that curiosity, that wonder, that truly is where the expansion happens. The expansion happens coming from the unknown, and allowing things to flow and to be and escape. And all of my cards just flew all over the floor. So we're going to choose a different deck for the moment, as I was going to grab the yoga deck, and I guess that's not really going to be the one tonight. We're actually going to pull from Mother Earth, and we will grab another food oracle, seeing how this imagination, this shifting of power, this curiosity, this wonder, what else can support us in doing this, as well as supporting that leading by example, supporting the natural passing of the torch, and accepting it with love and necessity sometimes. Sometimes I wish some people could see my setup that I have here. I have my microphone balancing on my card decks. I have the dog barking outside the door, so who knows if you can hear that as well. We get our ginger. A lot about checking in with our feelings. A lot about checking in. I think it's a really big reminder, too, that we're not supposed to be doing a lot of this with our head. That all of these things, all of these, especially when we're looking at these patterns, these generational patterns, this family energy, and we have to check in. We're coming from the place of the heart. We're trying to lead with a place of love. Looking at human design and working with your design and working with this energy is coming from a place of the heart. It's coming from our authority too. And so we really are trying to tap out of the head. And so we need to check into the feelings. We need to check in to our feelings if we are an emotional authority, right? If solar plexus is our authority. But if we are not, if we have the open solar plexus, we still need to check in with those feelings and seeing if we are letting those feelings control us, because they're not really our feelings, right? If we have that open solar plexus, they're not ours. We're mirroring them. And so you need to make sure that you have that understanding and that you're not attaching to them as well. And so really tuning in and checking into those feelings, to that underbelly, and coming back to your authority, making sure that you're also living by the strategy of responding or waiting for that invitation, informing one another. And so check in with yourself, check in with the body, not just the feelings emotionally, but also your bodily sensations when things arise, when things come up, when it's stepping into this leadership role on, I know this is going to be the best. And so how can we stand there confidently and trust the gut and trust the spleen, trust the emotions, that you're ready to take on that torch. If this video resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Namaste Essential Strong. And if you would like to chat, collaborate, send me an email, Christine@essentialstrong.com. Sending you all so much love.